We didn't even have texting when we were dating. Isn't that wild?
Oh my God.
When we were dating, we were like,
It was
oh my
have to,
God,
like, call.
the internet, cancel. All right, welcome to my new series called Talks with a Past Lover. And if it's not pretty self-explanatory, it's where I talk to people that I used to date.
There you go.
And this is Alex. Do you want me to say your last name?
Alex Kahalahoy. Honestly, super close, so it's all
I'm
good.
just kidding. So, yes, okay. Let's start with the basics. Oh wait, I should probably talk about why I started this. So I noticed that I really like talking about all my exes. But not in a bad way, but like a reminiscing way of like, oh, the good times. And this is a really funny story. So, Alex was my first kiss.
I really was.
I remember the day, well, the night, but it was so funny because there was somebody that I was dating at the time, and I ran into you at Hard Rock Cafe. And after we were like talking,
Yeah.
we were talking, and you left, I was like, yeah, he was my first kiss. And then the person I was dating was like, the fuck is wrong with you? So I don't know, there's like something wrong with me. I really hope I'm not peeking on the audio. But yeah. But I think we only dated for like 3 months though.
It was 3 months.
Yes, 3 months. So.
Almost on the dot.
On the dot, 3 months. So the reason we broke up, I think it was because of my mom. Does
she watch this? Is she gonna know if I say yes?
I don't know. We're friends on Facebook again, so she could watch this.
Oh God.
We just added each other again. So, I mean, I'm not blaming it on my mom, but a big factor.
A factor, yeah, it was a factor.
A big factor
yeah.
on why we ended up splitting up. Oh, we dated, what was that? My freshman year, so it was like 2007.
Yeah, so my sophomore.
Even though I was still older than you.
I have a late birthday, or maybe I graduated in. Oh my God! Yeah, we're both the same sign. Anyway, I think I graduated a year early.
Libra? Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, I'm a Libra.
Are you a cusp?
I'm a Libra. I'm smack dead in the middle. I'm the 16th of October.
Wait, no, that's. Oh.
That's pretty dead in the middle because it's September 25th to.
Okay. Anyways. Zodiacs are not important right now, but yes, and I guess the really big factor or the lesson for this relationship was that family can really play a part in your, like, a really big part.
It really does.
On who you're with.
Just situations like in your life, it really does play, because every relationship has a situation on, why
like
things
parents
go
don't
up
like me, or like parents don't like who you're dating.
Or parents really, really don't like you.
I feel like she really hated your guts.
Dude, she hated me.
So my mom at the time was like, you can't date until college, like the typical Asian mom.
It's a long
so
time.
When we broke up, Alex said, all right, I'll wait for you until college.
And then
I mean, then we never got back
Yeah,
together.
we never got back together. But I mean, like,
never got back together.
Dude, we were young. How old were we?
The freshman year was pretty young. I was like, what, 16? Or, no, like.
No, we were younger
like
than that.
14?
Like 14.
Oh my God.
14 or 15?
Yeah, so it's been. Oh, the last time I saw Alex, we would run into each other a lot because of like music events.
Yeah,
so
mostly music.
Yeah, we both like the same music, and but I don't remember the last time I saw you in person. I want to say the only reason I remember it was your birthday party was actually because I got in a car accident that night. I was okay. Like, it was I sideswiped a taxi. I was coming home from your birthday party. That's really like one of the main reasons I remember I was at your birthday party.
Yeah, that's kind of a good marker to remember something.
And it was like at a hotel. I want to say it was like 5 years ago. So
I'm pretty sure I know which one it was. Was it the Hard Rock one?
I think so. I don't know. It was actually kind of a small hotel room, and there's like.
Oh yeah, no. There was like a bunch of people. I was like, I don't remember inviting this many people. Like, what is happening right now?
But that's good. You have a lot of friends.
Or a lot of people that wanted to drink that night. But either way, I guess.
I mean.
That's what we all have in common.
Us Libras.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of friends.
Very social.
Yes, we are very social. I don't remember exactly why I was very attracted to you at first. Do you?
I don't remember why anyone's attracted to me.
I don't know.
So I really don't.
I don't know. But I mean, after we dated, we were still friends, right?
Yeah.
I
thought we were pretty cool. Maybe.
Yeah, we were cool. No, but it's just that it was weird because of my mom. You know, she hated guts, and I kind of had to like tiptoe my way around to still be friends. Because
we still went
to
the same school, so it's like anything.
You tried to teach me how to break dance in junior year.
Tried to teach a couple people how to break dance.
No, but I remember because every time he told me to do like a set or something, I'd be like, no, I'm too shy.
Do it now.
I'm too shy.
Do it now.
So. Yeah. Basically, maybe I should talk more about the backstory of this series. So basically, when I sent you the proposal on Facebook of like this whole series and my kind of way of convincing him to be part of this video,
this vlog, yeah.
this podcast vlog was that
series.
I'm like, I really want to inspire people and just like show with our relationship that it's possible to be friends with the people that you used to, you know, have intimate relationships with. And I'm all just a big example, or a big, oh my God, I can't think of the word. A big.
I'm just a big.
I can't think of the word. Advocate.
There you go. Now I'm just a. All in one sentence. All in one sentence.
I'm just a big advocate of being an example of how you want others to be. And I love it when I hear that my friends are friends with the people that they've dated. Yes.
Even, I guess, talked to. I don't know.
I don't know. Had a hookup with.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Something like that, but.
It's not. Yeah. I forgot where I was going.
Well, I'm the same way because that's why I was so into it. Because I'm friends with a lot of my exes actually, and just a lot of people that I've had like flings with and stuff, and it's always been just kind of an understanding where it's just like, all right, well, obviously we're not dating or that we're not like good together in certain ways, so let's not push this more than we need to. And then there are some relationships where they just ended bad, but to let that kind of drag you down, or to let that, you know, have its hooks in you and put your mind in somewhere where it doesn't need to be, then I definitely believe that you don't need that kind of energy or even just that kind of mindset around you. But I think it is important to still be friends, or at least
have a civil
relationship with people you have had feelings, like strong feelings for before, because that just shows that you're not only mature in controlling your emotions, but you're also mature in understanding how other people have their own paths, and it just leads you into very interesting places. Like some of the people I talk to, they're doing God knows what now. Yeah. And some of them, they're like doing really big things, and it's like, it kind of inspires you, because you're just like, I want to do my own, or I want to like build myself up or build something of my own, you know, just really cool to me. And
I feel like the reason why I'm like friends with everyone is because I really communicated. Do you think that's why? I mean, it's kind of great that we're both Libras, but you know, with the sign of communication. But
very diplomatic, yeah. Oh no.
Very diplomatic, sees all sides.
No, I definitely. One of my big things in a relationship is to try to communicate as much as I can. There have been some people where they're just not good at communicating, so I kind of want to push that. But then there's some people that just communicate differently, and that's kind of where a lot of difficulties that I've had before came from. Like, I know with us, at least as soon as I knew like how I started feeling, and I knew that obviously it would be unfair to like not keep my entire heart in something that I just, you know, like I just wasn't feeling into anymore because of like the whole situation that we had. It was like
it was rough.
It was
it was rough.
It was rough. I got makeup put on me to pretend that I was a girl, but
wait, when was
remember that time?
Oh, here's a reminiscing.
Oh God, remember that time? Who else was there?
I really don't remember this.
We were watching stuff at your house. What were we watching? We were watching movies with like a bunch of friends. It was supposed to be like a group thing. And then your mom came home, and then or your mom was on her way home, or like outside the door, and so we were all like rushing. They're like, "Oh my God, well, like what is it gonna be?" And then Luke was there, and then you tried to tell me and Luke to pretend, to pretend that we were boyfriends, just so that like we could all stay and like just hang out in your living room.
Wait, like you guys pretended that you were gay? What?
Yes,
oh,
we pretended.
Wait, was this before?
That was the no, it wasn't.
It was after?
No, it was during. It was while we were dating. And I remember that because I was just like, no, there's no way I'm gonna do that. And then I was just like, you know what? Just for her, I will sit really close and hold Luke's hand. And I was just
God, I really don't remember that. It's maybe because I like shove everything
just,
out
like,
of my
block
mind.
it out.
Yeah, blocked it out. Luke. I love Luke. Luke actually asked me to be his girlfriend.
That too. Oh my God.
Not laughing because like I'm laughing at him, but just like the way when he asked me, he was walking me to bio class. And he was like, "And do you want to be my girlfriend?" I'm like, "No, I'll just go to class now."
He told me that, and I was just like, "Oh my God!" And then years later, he would always like, in a joking way, of course, he would always give me shit. He's like, "Oh yeah, well you're the one that asked Roro out, even though I asked her out." I was like, "I didn't even know. Like, what are you talking about?"
No, but he asked me like maybe a year after we dated or something like that. After we broke up.
Was that when?
Yeah, there was a gap, and. Oh my God.
Was that a year after, or was it like?
I want to say it was around my sophomore year, but it's just I love you, Luke. Every time I've run into him at music festivals and music events too, and
it's hard to miss him.
Time.
It's hard to miss him because he's very loud, and I love going with him because we both just like hype each other up too much. We get into trouble sometimes, but it's whatever. But
no, I know. I remember you guys getting into trouble,
dude.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that at all.
I try not to.
What are some other good times? So, just so you know, I feel like. Okay, well, I was like, I'm not trying to compare, but compared to my other relationships, I feel like we were relatively mild, because he was my first boyfriend in high school.
Yeah, relatively mild.
Relatively mild. So it wasn't as like intense and heart wrenching.
Yeah, we didn't like go through like bills or like time or life crises or anything like that. We were going through like
just going through
AP classes and homework. Like that was
freshman year. But comparatively, like, for our first relationship, since it was only 3 months, I feel like we didn't really go that hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, but how was it? You know, being with me and then having to experience my mom and my family like that. Because I feel like that's a very big lesson here between us.
To be honest, I guess I would have to say that the few things that I learned from that situation was that, family can be, or family should be, a really big part. You know, if the family doesn't like you, there are people that, you know, it's whatever, tough luck for my family, like I still want to be with that person and all that. But then there's other people where family is super important, and so if the family doesn't like you, then it's kind of like, why try to push something when you know it's going to be an uphill battle from then on. You know what I mean? And I feel like relationships like that kind of just show you like, hey, if the situation is too rough on you, don't try to drag someone else through it, because it's going to start showing. Or at least that's what I believed at the time. And that's kind of like the whole reason why I did want to be, you know, over. I mean, obviously still like friends and stuff and still know each other, because I liked you as a person. It was just the situation we would be in together as boyfriend or girlfriend would just be so difficult that it was almost taking the happiness out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to reflect that onto you and started making you unhappy, then I think that would be a much worse thing to do to somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, for the most part, your family. I mean, I never met your family, but your family.
Well, my
was pretty
family's
chill.
crazy, so you know.
I mean,
they're just
I never
wild.
met-
They're just wild people. Like,
I don't think I met your family, right? Like, just.
I
at
feel like
all.
you've met my mom, who is probably the most wild person out of the whole family. Because she'll just say whatever, and she's not mean. She's just
wild. Like,
yeah.
but
Sometimes
a
I
good
feel like
wild.
she wants to be like the cool mom, so she'll just say outlandish things, and you're just like,
You're just like, what?
it's like, just ignore her, dude. Just ignore her. Yeah.
You're like, nope, never mind. All right, well, how long have we been talking so far? It's only been 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
I told him before this, I was like, minimum 30 minutes.
Well, because I was thinking about that, and I was like, I haven't talked for 30 minutes straight.
But you're having a conversation
Since
with
I was-
somebody. But it's different. I mean, if you're talking to yourself for 15 minutes straight, I'd be kind of worried. But you're having a conversation with somebody, so.
Oh man.
Yeah.
One thing I remember too is Key Club.
Yeah, I love Key Club. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh wait, so going back to like what we were just talking about family. Alex is not the only person that had to go through the wrath of my mom, so stay tuned for more stories in my future episodes. Oh my god, but that'll be for later.
Yeah.
Because pretty much the first 7 people I've dated, there's a little hint for you for how many episodes there will be. First 7 people I've dated have already said yes, and well, I'm not gonna release this until everyone has been filmed, because I don't want the other people I dated to like watch this and think about what they should say.
Yeah.
So
that is actually smart. Wow. What about the other 23 people you asked? No, I'm just kidding.
No. I've only dated like 9 people, I think. Yeah.
Damn, there's more episodes in Star Wars than that. I'm just kidding.
But after
it's quality, not quantity, okay? So it doesn't matter.
But okay, well after I've talked to everyone that I've dated, I would actually love to see if my friends and their past lovers would like to be on the show. And so, if you'd like to be on the show and you are good friends with somebody you used to be with and you have lessons and wisdom to share with fellow younger and older people.
Any. People of all ages.
People of all
Any
ages.
timeline, really.
Yeah, honestly. DM me on Instagram, slide into my DMs, comment on my YouTube or Facebook channel. And
if I point right here, can you put your link? Can you put the link
I'll
right
put
here?
the link
There you
right
go.
here. I probably won't. But I'll put it in the description. But I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else to talk about.
I don't know. How do you think you felt after, like, our relationship ended?
I mean, I was just really frustrated with my mom because that was the big chunk of my relationships in high school was that me fighting against my mom and trying to have her understand, like, why I'm with a person romantically. And so the first 4 people that I was with, basically everyone in high school, she was like, you can't have a boyfriend until college. And then when I finally got a boyfriend in college, she like stopped talking to me. Well, like stopped talking about it.
Oh.
Because now she can't say anything. She said,
That's
well,
true.
you said college. I'm allowed to date now, Mom.
If you read back through the text that I have.
On my old Nokia phone.
The brick phone.
The brick sliding LG phones.
Oh my God,
I
dude.
used to have those. Yeah, dude, whenever. We didn't even have texting when we were dating. Isn't that wild?
Oh my God.
When we were dating, we were like,
It was
oh my
have to,
God,
like, call.
internet, cancel.
You'd have to like sign online. Oh my God.
Yep. Did you used to talk on AIM? I don't remember. Were
It's
those
either
the
AIM or
days?
there was like super early Facebook. Like super early.
I want to say MySpace. I feel like you were on my top 8 at some point. Good time.
Oh, thank God. Oh man, I miss being on people's top 8s. when I
boost up your ego, right?
That was when you really felt important, not this
like,
other social media stuff.
And then you
It's all
count.
the
You're like, I'm on this
1,
person's
2,
top 8.
3.
I'm on this person's top 8. Oh, man.
Then you'd count the people that you were ahead of on the top 8, and you're like, or that were ahead of you, and you're like, what do they have that I don't?
And you compare yourself, and you just don't sleep, and you're just like,
you're just lying awake at night.
Oh my God,
You're
I
like-
need to be number 1 on this person's top 8. Good times.
Oh, good times.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, unless you have any other
I don't know.
anything.
3 months isn't like a lot of
It's not a lot of meat.
experience, yeah.
Like a lot of. I mean,
Whoa. Whoa.
not like that. Sorry, not like in a bad way, but it just like it wasn't the lowest of the lows. Like
Yeah.
and like when you start dating more people or just dating longer with somebody, that's when you just get into really heavy
That's when
shit.
you get into like the
Yeah.
roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
This is like the
Yeah, we were the slow incline, and then like just a dip, and then
we're the little teacups at Disney.
Oh yeah.
You just kind of
you just spin around because it's honestly just constantly spinning around.
metaphors.
Metaphors are great, and yeah, I mean, if you don't have anything else to add, final words of wisdom.
Whoa. Well, I don't know about words of wisdom. Oh my goodness.
Hey man,
I mean, maybe words, but saying that they're words of wisdom.
we're all
that's a
wise
little-
in our
that's a little-
our own way.
Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind.
And that's why I moved away from my mom.
That's why I moved away from my mom too. Not that I'm uncomfortable around my family. It's
Yeah.
just I did want to know, like, could I survive on my own? Which I can, apparently, since 18. So
Yay.
Thank
Oh,
God.
wait, I didn't know you moved out at 18. Oh, I moved out late. I
moved
moved out
out
when
in
I was
Seattle. I moved to Seattle for a year, and I moved back.
Yeah, you need to change your Facebook location, man. I thought you still lived in Seattle.
Nah, you got to keep them on their toes. I want them to know. I want them
Okay.
to still think that I live in Seattle. And they're like, dude, how is Alex taking trips back and forth from Seattle to Vegas? All of these pictures, like, what's happening?
This is where I say, sorry, you don't live in Seattle. Because when I reached out to him, I was like, oh yeah, well, I'm down to travel, so, record this episode. And you're like, nah, man, I live in
It's like,
Vegas.
no, dude, I'm down the street, actually. Sorry, I'm only like 20 minutes away.
Actually, well, yeah, he's down the street from me. Fun fact. But all right, well, that was great.
Yeah.
Lots of giggles. You're gonna hear me giggle a lot because I like talking to friends. I like reminiscing about the good times and the bad times,
Oh, yeah.
and just get a good laugh about it. So, yeah. Well, you remembered a memory that I forgot, so that was great.
It's like a steel trap. I remember a lot of things that I don't understand why I remember, because they're just really random
Yeah,
stuff.
they're just there, like that makeup.
And I
thing.
still can't remember formulas that I learned in
high school.
calculus, and I'm just like,
Calculus? Yeah,
why?
Nope, I don't.
No, none of that.
Nope.
In one ear, out the other.
Yeah, pretty much. But I hope this was not very one ear, out the other. I said here, one ear, out the other. I'm still working on my speech, man. But I hope you got some value from this episode between us.
Or at least some laughs.
Yeah,
a
at least
little
some laughs. Especially if you're Luke, if you're watching this.
If you're watching this, Luke, I still love you.
And I still love you. And I still love you. Like
still
that's
love
like
you,
that's like a big thing too. Like I still love all the people I used to date. And that's like blasphemy to some people, especially if you went through a toxic relationship. Like yes, I can understand that. Like
Yeah.
if you went through some bad shit, like I'm not like
Very
here to
possessive
be-
or like anything like that.
yeah, like anything like that. Just I get it. But for the most part, you can heal from that. You can heal from that trauma. And hopefully I get to talk about that in my future episodes. So, yay!
Yeah.
Yay! Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining and taking the time to say.
I was like, did I do it back?
Okay, all right. I'm stopping now. All right. Stay tuned for. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say.
that.
I was gonna say. I don't know. For words of wisdom, love is easier the more you practice it. So.
Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. 12 years later. It's definitely
12 years later.
It's definitely a lot easier than how it was.
Yeah.
When we were together, and this is just only the beginning of my past resurfacing, but that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing.
And it can be a fun thing.
And
so,
it's a fun thing,
you know.
especially with all the giggles. Okay, all right. Did we hit 30 minutes yet? We're at 24. Good enough.
Good
all
enough.
right. Bye.
Bye.
See you for my next lover. Bye.
Who's also still in Vegas, but
Still in Vegas.